Good morning, this is your media report for Monday, January the 5th, 2015. I'm Sergeant Lorraine McGee, Media Relations Officer for the St. John Police Force. From Wednesday morning, December 31st until today's date, police have responded to 520 calls for service. We would like to hear from anyone that has any information concerning any of our calls or investigations. We can be reached at 506-648-3333 or at our email, police@stjohn.ca, or you can do it anonymously through the Provincial Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or on their website at crimenb.ca. On Wednesday evening at 5:46 p.m., police received a call of an alarm at Charm Diamond Center, located at McAllister Mall. Police located a 20-year-old male on scene, who they arrested for break and enter. He was later released and will appear in court at a later date. At 8:49 p.m., police received a call of a structure fire on the Golden Grove Road. A detached garage and barn were destroyed, and fire inspectors were called in to investigate. The cause of the fire has yet to be determined. At 9:19 p.m., police conducted a motor vehicle check on Water Street, which resulted in the arrest of a 42-year-old male for prohibited driving. He was released and will appear in court at a later date. At 10:25 p.m., a 43-year-old male was arrested while on foot on Sydney Street for assaulting his girlfriend earlier at their residence on Harding Street. He was released and will appear in court at a later date. At 2:05 a.m., police arrested a 38-year-old male on Wright Street for an assault on his 30-year-old girlfriend. The victim suffered minor injuries, and the accused was later released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. On Friday, January 2nd at 7:33 a.m., police responded to the Belgian Road regarding a report of threats made toward the caller. A 43-year-old male was eventually located and arrested for threats. The accused was released on conditions and will make a future court appearance. At 1:30 p.m., a caller reports a break-and-enter into his residence, which occurred sometime overnight. Stolen from the residence was TVs, electronics, tools, and other items. There doesn't appear to be any sign of forced entry, and the investigation is continuing. On Saturday morning at 7:43 a.m., a 44-year-old male operator of a vehicle traveling on Loch Lomond Road was stopped for speeding. He was found to be impaired, but was subsequently charged for refusing a breathalyzer. He was released and will appear in court at a later date. At 9:23 a.m., police responded to a domestic dispute on Pitt Street involving a male and his girlfriend. During the investigation, the 49-year-old male shoved a female officer and was subsequently charged for assaulting a police officer. He was released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 11 a.m., police attended a residence on Germain Street West, where a 17-year-old male was arrested for assault and threats relating to an incident back in December where a city transit bus driver was assaulted by a male on the bus. He was released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 1:22 p.m., police responded to Union Street regarding a home invasion. The male occupant reports he was assaulted by two males who broke into his apartment. The victim sustained moderate injuries and was treated in hospital and released. The major crime unit was called in to investigate. Nothing was taken, and all individuals are known to one another. The investigation is continuing. Police received a call to St. James Street, where a 29-year-old male was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend. He was also on a court order which he allegedly violated. He was held in custody, and the victim sustained minor injuries. At 7:06 p.m., police received a call to Meredith Drive regarding a break-and-enter. The caller reports leaving his residence at 4:30 p.m., and when returning at 7 p.m., he discovered a TV and computer along with some money missing. The residence was left unlocked. A major crime is investigating. At 7:35 p.m., a 26-year-old male was arrested for threats against a security guard and causing a disturbance as a result of an incident the previous day at McAllister Place. He was released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 7:46 p.m., police were called to a residence on the Loch Lomond Road concerning a break-and-enter. The caller reports that he left his residence a separate time, and when returning at 7:45 p.m., he noticed a TV, a laptop, and a tablet missing. The residence was left unlocked. A major crime is investigating. At 7:54 p.m., police were called to a residence on Ocean Westway regarding a break-and-enter. Forced entry was gained through a rear door. Several items were stolen, including two TVs, a camera, and jewelry. Identification member was called to the scene. A major crime is investigating. Pardon me. At 8:17 p.m., a 45-year-old female was arrested for an assault as a result of a domestic dispute with her husband at a residence on McLaren Boulevard. She was released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 2:50 a.m., A 33-year-old female was charged for impaired driving after an officer noted a vehicle in a ditch on Maple Hill Road at Loch Lomond Road. She was released and will appear in court at a later date. On Sunday morning at 9:37 a.m., police responded to Anglin Drive, where a 16-year-old male was charged for assault and mischief after an incident involving a youth care worker at a youth care facility. He was released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 2:07 p.m., police received a call to Seeley Street in relation to a break-and-enter that occurred the previous evening. Forced entry was gained by breaking a window in the foyer of the apartment building. One apartment was entered, nothing appears missing, and no sign of forced entry. At 6:36 p.m., police responded to a call of a fire on the Henderson Road, located off the Westfield Road. A vehicle beside the residence was on fire. The cause of the fire is unknown at this point, but it does not appear to be suspicious. At 9:20 p.m., police received a call from the homeowner on Boar's Head Road reporting the theft of a snowblower from the rear of his residence. At 10:56 p.m., as a result of a traffic stop on Carmarthen Street, a 30-year-old male was charged for suspended driving as well as possession of a narcotic. The male was released to appear in court at a later date. And at 3:42 a.m. this morning, police received a call of a vehicle on fire at the rear of the China Coast restaurant on Main Street North. The vehicle was towed to Loyalist Towing for further examination by our forensic unit. This concludes the media report for Monday, January 5th. Have a great day and be safe.